Okay, welcome to the new episode, as promised, of Hate Mail, and going to be lots of stuff covered on this one. First off, I have my advance ticket to the Kokomo Con coming this Saturday. In fact, this is an advance ticket. I'm going to be getting in early. I've already lined up some interviews. I'm going to be interviewing the guys who are organizing the con, one of which is Sean Hilton. Thanks for the ticket. And going to be hopefully interviewing the Roller Girls again. Hopefully, I think I've got an interview lined up with the Iceberg Theory guys, which are doing their movie screening. So it'll be an interview with a movie maker, filmmaker, a watching of their film, and then hopefully later on a review of that film on this show. So, plus Artist Alley, all the other guests that are going to be there. I want to be an interviewing fool that day. So be prepared here in the next week or two to be seeing lots and lots, after Saturday the 8th, lots and lots of interviews.
I shall call you Emergency Food Supply. Yes, Emergency Food Supply.
My new co-host. No, it isn't. Anyway, also want to do a shout out to a fan of the show who heard of my plight of trying to find an unaltered copy of Star Wars, untouched by the hands of Darth George Lucas, and donated to the show the VHS copy of the original Star Wars trilogy, not the special edition, which everyone knows at this point, or at least you should, that I hate with a deep and writhing passion that burns with yes, what is the phrase? Yes. My hatred for it burns with the fires of 1,000 desert suns. So here is, so I'm going to be watching and enjoying the original, unaltered Star Wars trilogy. So, thanks out there, loyal fan. Friggin' awesome. Okay, now some differences. Some of you will notice I was having trouble with my Handycam earlier, which I have that now repaired. In fact, we are shooting with it right now. And normally you guys are watching the Hate Mail, see me sitting on this couch doing my show. Well, this one's going to be a little different, so, since I am reviewing an online game, an online free trading card game, a couple of them actually, and so I'm actually going to be going back here in a moment, grabbing that camera, sitting back in my chair in front of my computer, and doing a review which some of you who watched my show before I even had this show will kind of be reminiscent of my Warstorm strategy guides. So, well, here we go. Okay. Now, this actually came out of the fall of Warstorm. What had happened was, I had, let's see, I had been seeing advertisements for a game specifically targeting, of course I don't see any now, but the advertisements were saying, hey, you guys, you played Warstorm, you'll like this, or people say this game is better than Warstorm, blah, 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 blah. But they were all for a game called Mafia Warfare. And of course, me going through the final death throes of one of my favorite games of all time, this, as well, for those of you who have actually seen the discussion on their very own discussion boards, which, by the way, Facebook is now doing away with discussion boards, which I don't get. Of course, Facebook is really fucking stupid right now, but so if you haven't seen the discussion board, look at it fast, because eventually it won't be there. Anyway, so I'm doing a side-by-side comparison, because I basically, my thought was that Mafia Warfare was a clone and or carbon copy of a game called War Metal Tyrant, which I'd played earlier. Not a bad game. Didn't grab me in quite the same way that Warstorm did, or Planet Storm, or heck, even Mech Duels, which, of course, those games are all gone now. So, anyway, as promised on the discussion board, which, by the way, I've actually discussed on that same discussion board with one of the developers, which was kind of interesting. And, of course, me being in the throes of my emotion, was being quite the asshole. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for it because, this is, having explained to you, what brought this on, yeah, I was very pissed off at what actually brought me to this game. But 87%, we's almost there! But the developer who actually discussed with me, kept a level head. Oh, our server is busy. Try again later. Refresh. Actually discussed with me, here I'm going to turn the camera while we're doing that, had a good conversation. Oh, it's resetting my internet connection, how lovely. And once again, emergency food supply. Say hi, emergency food supply. She says, oh God, what's going on? But actually handled himself very well. He just, he was very nice. Talked to me pretty much like any bar manager to a drunk patron would discuss with a guy. Wasn't rude, wasn't condescending, wasn't insulting. He simply discussed, did a very good job. So good on you, game developer, for dealing with an asshole such as me. So there you go. But anyway, okay, we are hopefully server error. Wow, I may have to reshoot this entire show. And there's been some good stuff so far. This is really annoying. In fact, I think what it is... Did I just lose my internet connection? Nope. Internet's good. Yahoo won't sign in. Our page is loading. 75, 87. You know what? Fuck Yahoo Messenger. You can go away. Okay. In fact, you know what? We're going to a little extra boost. Game Booster! Boop! If you guys have not tried Game Booster yet, great program. Gives you a little extra oomph, even when you're not playing games. Say you just need a little extra oomph, and thing. It's already on. That's creepy. Okay. But anyway, my thought was, I thought about what I'd said after discussing with the developer, and came back on and said, fine. I'm not just some asshole yelling on a discussion board, which I was. I also have my own review show. So here's the deal. I will review your game. And then I will do a side-by-side comparison with War Metal Tyrant and review their game, making comparisons between the two games, and then we will let the people decide. In fact, even if I never get to show you the game here because my internet's getting all screwy, I want you to try both games. They are collectible card games. They are free to play on Facebook. One is called Mafia Warfare. The other one is called Tyrant. So, tell you what, we're going to try this again. I'm going to open up in a new window and see how that happens. Okay. So, and I'll just give you a little impressions of, the fact that when I started playing, immediately flashed to me, this is Tyrant. This plays exactly like Tyrant. The server connection is timed out. Okay, because I really want to show you this game. Granted, I always tell people, a lot of the stuff I review on here, in fact, most of it is free to play, like the demo for Space Marine and things like that. But, okay. either we've got some high traffic volume or something's going on, or which looking on their discussion board as well. Oh, it is loading now. Mafia Warfare, they released it a little earlier than they really were wanting to, so it's still kind of buggy. In fact, it says Mafia Warfare Beta. Of course, Warstorm during its entire run was a beta on Facebook. So they know that they have an unfinished product. They know they have stuff to work on, and from what I've read on the discussion board, they're actually being very, very understanding, forgiving, and very generous on their discussion boards to players who actually bring up, hey, here's what's going on. So once again, it's kind of good on you. I'll just go ahead and say that. You know, I'm nothing if not honest. And if I fuck up, I'll tell you. Ooh, 90% loaded. Yes, we might actually see the game here. Okay. The basic premise, server error, try again. I'll just hit the try again button. Wish there was a try hard button. I could use that in my life. The basic premise of the game is a lot like Warstorm. Instead of being like a rail shooter, where the cards simply flop and they do their thing and you have no control, in Mafia Warfare, much like Tyrant, you have a limited hand where you can actually pick. The stuff randomly comes out. So instead of oh, I've logged in. Here we go. And I've got my daily protection money. Okay, here's what the games look like. This is their little homepage. Which, of course, if you check this game out yourself, you will see this. I've already got one deck. They have survival battles, which I thought was kind of interesting. The fact that you can take your deck up against an unending flood of cards and just play till you die and get stuff that way, which is kind of interesting, I thought. Kind of like a horde mode in a first-person shooter where you fight zombies or whatever. Escalation mode in Transformers War for Cybertron, things like that. But anyway, I'm just going to go through a game real quick. We're going to mission. And yes, they have missions. So you have territories, kind of like in Warstorm, which, according to the discussion boards, and I actually see on my thing here, you know, Waymaker, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, Phil Waymaker, is playing this game. In fact, they consulted him, which some of you may know if you really are into Warstorm. He was a big, huge guild leader on the original Warstorm.com. Has a site called The Art of Warstorm, which, of course, since the game has now died, is probably not being updated anymore. And did many articles for Warstorm. So he was a huge force in the community for Warstorm. And from what they're saying here on the discussion boards for Mafia Warfare, they consulted him heavily within making this. And going into the cards, because I'm looking at the cards, these are the cards I have, and you can also hit a button kind of like in a la Warstorm, and you can see cards that you don't have compared to, you know, added to ones you do. And a lot of these, if you look at these cards and you're familiar with Warstorm, they have a lot of the same abilities and a lot of the same things going on. They have a health, they have an attack, they have a ready time, you know, the countdown timer times down, and then the card hits the table once you hit it on the field. But a lot of their abilities, like Sap, which is, you know, Warstorm, Sap All, Harass, Counter, Rush, which of course everyone knows my favorite, Trap, Poison, stuff like that. So a lot of these things are going to be very familiar to the Warstorm player. Okay, and I'm just going to see, once again, go to missions. You've got territories. So I'm just going to, and I haven't done very well because these guys are just killing me. Okay, so you see you have a hand, and you see here a countdown timer is going. So if you don't pick in time, a card will be selected for you, and then flop. Each turn goes by, and then you pick, and then whatever you picked will be in the ready bar. So it's not completely random how the cards come out. You do have a little bit more control than what you would have in, like, say, a Warstorm game. But still, cards come out randomly. You have a little bit of a choice. Now, from what I read from the developers, as they are developing the game more and more, and you gain levels, your hand size will increase, which of course makes more tactics, available. Of course, your bigger hand in this game was a stronger hand because you have more to choose from. I think I'm actually doing fairly well. I'm killing cards as they come out. Can't say speed. Yeah, I've got this fast as I could possibly go. So, so very familiar, especially to Warstorm players, how this is going, and also very familiar, including with the hand size, how the cards play. In Tyrant, you have, a 3-card hand, and that's about it. And I was beaten because these guys I can't beat because I don't have good enough cards yet. Anyway, that is basically Mafia Warfare. There's also a market you can go to. You can buy packs. There are different factions. You can buy. It's all factions. You can't just buy a pack of cards and have a smattering of everything. There's New York, Russia, China, Colombia, Mexico, Japanese, and those are the mafias. So, and of course, and then they have something called Black Market, which is your individual cards. It's like the single cards in Warstorm. And Mercenary, once again, is as opposed to like item cards is the Black Market, and Mercenary is unit cards. And ooh, she's a hottie. I want that card just because she's hot. Look at that. Now I gotta say, the art on this is not bad. Of course, I hate Mafia Wars, that stupid Zynga game where you have to have at least 1,000 friends, and I'm not kidding. You have to have at least 1,000 friends to be anywhere near effective on that game, which is the same as Vampire Wars. Carbon copy there too. So, but anyway, that is Mafia Wars. So. And I'm not really into the whole Mafia thing, really. So that's what kind of turns me off. Okay, so that's Mafia Wars. Now, we will look at Tyrant. Yep, everybody loves my banner. There's my couch. Okay. And so, see, now we are on the loading screen to Tyrant. And as far as, ripping off stuff, I mean, go ahead and just check this out on the loading screen. Can anyone say Mutako Kusanagi? Yep, Ghost in the Shell fans, that's the major. Or at least their version of it on Tyrant. So, yeah. Ripping off someone else's idea is not an exclusive thing. So, alrighty. Which actually I've had had lots of trouble loading this game lately from the house, which is strange because I've played it at work, and their network, they've got a lot more computers than I do running simultaneously on their network at work, and my computer isn't as powerful as the one here at home, which is funny because my game Tyrant plays better there than it does here. Sometimes it won't load at all. In fact, if it doesn't load at all, this is going to be a really short review. But anyway, so, and I'll just go ahead and say, I've said, heck, in my last review and on the discussion board, I came out and said Mafia Wars sucks. So, but, let's be fair, stuff I like or don't like is not the same thing as what you may like or not like. So, I'm encouraging everyone who plays games, especially free games, because this is free, try Mafia Warfare, and take the Pepsi challenge, and you tell me. Put something here in the comments underneath on the video, either here on the Yahoo YouTube page, or on the official Facebook fan page, which is just hate mail, big H, the number 8, and the word mail, hate mail. Like us on Facebook, and you'll see more crazy ramblings from an asshole who yells on discussion boards. And once again, it's not loading. So we'll try again. Yes. Emergency food supply. Yes. It's giving me a certificate error, which it shouldn't be doing that. You know, it's going to refresh again. Dun dun dun. You know, we'll do it this way. Open a new tab. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. War Metal Tyrant. Now this game, little history on this one, I was not around when it first came out. I'm not sure when it first came out, honestly. But there's been a lot of things that they've many expansions. In fact, yeah, I was playing this before the. Oh, we've loaded! Yay! I was before the, and you get a chance to get something free every time. I got blah, crap. The coolest thing was one more. Yeah, there's like war cache and things like that. Kind of like a war storm cache and everything. Okay, so here is Tyrant, or War Metal Tyrant. Just look up Tyrant, that's how you find it. You have your decks, you have missions, and you can play through, and an arena where you can battle people, which there was a similar thing on Mafia Warfare. A store to buy cards, you can buy packs, there's a thing called rewards. As you are unlocking achievements, you get a chance to buy different cards depending what faction. Throughout the single player campaign with the missions, you can become friendly with certain factions, and as you get friendlier, you unlock cards that you can buy from those factions, reputation, and raids. Things like, if any of you guys are familiar with like Castle Age or something similar like that, you can activate a big monster, invite people to fight it with you, and then if you beat it, you all get some sort of little reward. So they're called raids here. And something I was able to unlock, Elite, which is the single cards. You have to actually unlock the single cards with war bonds, which is their war cache. Which, strangely enough, for a while there, if you didn't play, they gave you free war bonds. And I came back one day and I had like over 100 war bonds, and like the buy-in for the elite class was like 60, plus they gave you back 40 for buying in. So yeah, I said, heck yeah, I'll do that. So now I'm an elite class. Now their upgrades. Oh, this is new. You can buy in. Oh, energy. You can buy maximum energy so you can fight more missions. Okay, so we'll just go to a mission. I've already beat this one, so I'm gonna fight this again, just so we can see. I'm running a bloodthirsty. See, a hand size is 3. You select from, and as the timer ticks down. Okay. And I gotta say, just from playing this, I mean, granted things are not in the same place, but as I've kind of shown you guys, this is basically the same thing as Mafia Warfare. Once again, don't believe me, play the games, decide for yourself, and find out. So, you select cards, they hit the table, the ready count starts going down, and then the cards, once the ready count is down, will actually start to be able to fight and use activated abilities. Just the same as in Mafia Warfare. Except this game has been out a lot longer, has a lot more expansions. Heck, these guys even have tournaments. You can buy in and do basically booster drafts with their cards, and if you pay extra war cash into it, you can keep your booster draft cards, which I think is a pretty neat deal. If I could afford to do it, I'd be doing it. But like I said, I never liked this game as much as Warstorm, so I never played it as much. Of course, now that I am not playing Warstorm, heck, this is now, goodness, this is 3 or 4 days. No, today is, what is today? The game ended the 30th. This is October 4th, so I have gone now 4 days without playing Warstorm. And that sucks. Anyway, well, there it is. Yep, there's the tournaments. You can buy in with war bonds and play standard. They got Nexus packs. Apparently they're all over the place. But anyway, so that's my review. And like I said before, the whole reason I was angry at Mafia Warfare was the fact that they were not only saying, hey, Warstorm people, try this, but hey, this is better than Warstorm on a couple. So, right there, you're dealing with a bunch of people who are having their game yanked away from them, and they're going, well, hey, this game's better. Basically saying your game sucks. Well, no, it didn't suck. It was a really good game. And basically, in my humble opinion, as just a lowly internet reviewer, War Metal Tyrant was copied. The gameplay mechanics maybe have been borrowed from another thing, but even though you may have SAP or whatever, and here the instead of SAP and whatever, they're called by different names like Evade and Fear. Actually, Fear is the same as what's in Warstorm. But it's just the general, with any trading card game, it's the hyper stylized rock paper scissors of any other card game. So, of course, they've never claimed to be innovative or anything like that, but still, it's the same game. It is the same game. You basically took War Metal Tyrant and copied it. So, once again, you the people, my tens of viewers, need to decide, play both of these games, and see what you think. So yeah. So that's my piece. That's all I had to say. And as promised, I'm going to be posting this review on the discussion thread, which I started by saying, "Hey, this is a copy. This game sucks." Blah blah blah. And the developers has said, "Sure, go ahead and do that. I'm looking forward to seeing it." Well, here it is. So you, the people, both the Mafia Warfare people and the Warstorm people, plus anybody else who's watching this, try Mafia Warfare. Play it. Don't just play it once or twice and go, nah, Dr. Hate, he was right. His hate mail show is awesome, which it is. And no, play a few rounds, play several rounds, get a feel for the game. If you love it or you hate it, you'll know for sure after playing it for a while. Then log in and play War Metal Tyrant, or just Tyrant. Play a few games. Now, another thing, before I go off here, Warstorm had a tutorial. War Metal had a tutorial. Mafia Warfare, there is no tutorial at all. You're just thrown in, given a deck of cards, and nothing. So, if you're looking to improve your game, here's the thought. Tutorials. A few training missions to get people used to your game mechanics. Don't just expect people to be coming straight from Warstorm and knowing what to do. You're going to be getting people who haven't played Warstorm, or heck, even any other card game. Who knows? So, tutorials, people. Make tutorials. You say you're still improving the game? Here's an improvement. Oh, heck, I just noticed. War Metal Tyrant, it's a beta too! All these games are betas! But anyway, so that's my show. I believe I've made my point. Definitely look for me at the Kokomo Con happening this Saturday on the 8th. I'm going to be going around. I'm going to be wearing this shirt. I'm going to be interviewing my ass off. I'm going to be watching movies, going to be playing games, going to be talking to people. So come out to the Kokomo Johanning Civic Center Saturday, October the 8th. Come see everything that's out there. Tickets at the door, I believe, are $10. There's going to be snacks. There's going to be interesting things happening. Artist alley, all kinds of crazy stuff. Come out and see us. You might just see me out there. Say hi to people. Unfortunately, my guest host, Emergency Food Supply, will not be there. But that's okay. She can't read. Still not ready yet. But anyway, that's my show. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube. Why can't I never think of that word? Subscribe to my YouTube page. Like us on Facebook at Hate Mail. And thanks for watching. Have fun out there.